Hi, I'm Callie Binkowski. I'm an academic technologist at the University of Minnesota. Today, I'm going to take you through how to add outcomes to your course from the college sub-account, and then how to use those outcomes in grading using rubrics. So this all happens inside Canvas, and what I have here is a blank Canvas site. On the left-hand side, you should be able to find outcomes. If it's not here, you would go to Settings, Navigation, and then just Enable Outcomes. So I'm just going to click on it here to jump right to it. And what you'll typically see is there is a group already created for outcomes that you might create in this course. That's not what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to grab outcomes that have already been written up for you. In your case, you're going to go to Find. When you click on Find, over here on the left-hand side, you're going to see a caret with Account Standards. You're going to click on that, and what you're looking for is the one for GCD. I suspect it's this one. Yep, there it is. So it's UMNTC underscore TCBS underscore 10873 underscore GCD. So there's several ones here. And we want to choose not the old outcomes, but the new ones. That would be these 7 right here. So I am going to click on the first one here on the left. So notice I'm kind of ignoring the 97 outcomes that come up when I click on the GCD drop down. Instead, I'm going to click on 1, Genetics and Genomics Expertise. And there are 3 outcomes, and I'm just going to add them all. So these have now been added to my class. And it gives me a pop-up box saying that all the outcomes from that group have been added. Now I'm going to add risk assessment, add all outcomes. There's 4 there. So all you have to do is continue going through the 7 outcomes that are listed, and just keep adding them. These are the new practice-based competencies that we added in starting in 2024, the fall. So I'm just working my way through. I'm now on number 5. I just have to get to 7. You'll notice there is also a group listed here called the old outcomes. Don't copy those over. We're not using them anymore. That's why they're in a folder labeled old outcomes. And now I am doing 7. Okay. So each time I've been getting the pop-up box saying that it's copying the outcomes over. The outcomes have now all been added, and I am going to click Done in the lower right-hand corner. I have a little Done button. And now when I go, I will see that there's this big group that's for my course. Your course listing will also have that under outcome groups, and then there's a list of each of the 7 groups, and underneath each of the 7 are all of the different outcomes. These will update if we get any changes at the main level that you copied it from. So now the outcomes are in your course. You only need to do this once. When you copy forward each year, you will copy forward your outcomes. And so you won't have to set this up again. You just have to do this the one time. The second thing you need to do once, and then as you edit your course, you'll need to do it again, is add the outcomes to a rubric for your assignment. So you can see there's a few assignments that have kind of been tucked in here. I am just going to this test picture submission. We will just add some outcomes to this one. This is a dev site, so I'm not making any changes that matter for this. Typically, when you adapt an assignment, you click Edit, and you're editing the settings for the assignment. The rubrics are actually contained outside of that. So when you click on the assignment name, the assignment page will load, but instead of clicking Edit at the top, near the bottom, you will find Plus Rubric. You want to click that button. And then it will give you a place here to add criteria, edit criteria, and work with that. We actually want to do our outcomes in this rubric. So you can use the rubric just for the outcomes. in which case you would delete the criterion that it comes with as a standard starting point, the default one. And you would just find outcomes. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. It's these options underneath that are kind of important. You can remove the points from the rubric. That means the students won't see those points. You could tell it not to post the outcome results to the Learning Mastery gradebook. Your department is using outcomes to judge things, so generally you will not do this. But if you're giving students a practice assignment that they can do and you can judge using the outcomes, but you don't want it to count for or against them, that's when you would check this. You can use the outcomes to actually grade the assignment, and you could add additional criteria in so that the rubric covers all the things you would grade about an assignment, in which case you would use the rubric for assignment grading. And you can hide the total score for assessment results, meaning students will never be able to see their score. I would not recommend that. Your students want this feedback. But you have to check this box if you want to use the rubric for grading. If you want the rubric to be there just so that you can record outcomes, do not check this box. If you ever have questions about this, please just email us at cbs-rlt@umn.edu. We can help you set this up. But you do need to go grab the outcomes that are relevant. So this is a specific assignment called the test picture submission. And we are going to go find an outcome that would meet this. So you already have assignments in your class. You click on the assignment, you scroll down, you click rubric plus rubric. Once you're in there, you create the rubric by adding outcomes to it. And look, all of my outcomes are listed here. So let's just pretend this one had an outcome that was based in number 3, counseling. And this specific assignment helped establish a working relationship. So notice we're going to use this criterion for scoring. And I'm going to import it. And now it shows up on my rubric. And let's say I wanted another one. Let's say it also was about synthesizing. Why not? Synthesizing data. Maybe you had to be able to critically interpret data. I'm going to use this criterion for scoring too, and I'm going to import it. And there we go. And let's say I just want the criteria. So I'm going to get rid of this first one. I'm going to hit delete. A couple things you cannot do on rubrics is change the order. All you can do is delete them and recreate them. Highly recommend, instead of leaving it called some rubric, you name it like the test picture rubric. Okay, once you've created a rubric, and we're going to go down here and create rubric. I've said I'm going to use this for grading. We're going to change the assignment points so they match up. This is one of the things that's specific. However many points are in your rubric is how many points the assignment will be worth. We've set this up to grade, so when you pull this up, the assignments in SpeedGrader, the rubric will be available right there for you, and you just click on which rating you're giving them, and they will have that rating. There will also be places that you can put comments, and it will calculate the scores for you. There is another place to do rubrics, which I just want to show you here. On the left-hand side, there is a thing called rubrics, and all of your rubrics will be listed here. Right now, there's just my test picture rubric. You can go in and edit them from here. You can create new ones from here. And then when you create a new one, you could add it to assignments. So you would go to the assignment, click plus rubric, and instead of adding outcomes and whatever, you would search for a rubric, and it will search this list of rubrics. So you just kind of have to figure out how you want to work with outcomes in your class. And your department will come up with recommendations for how many assignments they're looking for you to cover, how many outcomes they want you to cover. This is something that departments will kind of work on together to figure out how to best accomplish all the outcomes for your students during their educational career here at the University of Minnesota. I hope this helped. Again, if you have any questions, please just email cbs-rlt@umn.edu, and we will be happy to give you a hand.